And this was the room that we created, the affordable bedroom retreat for $5,000, which is bonkers. So let's look at how you guys can have this in your own house too. Click the buying guide. So here's the requirement of this room. We wanted it to be around $5,000. We wanted it to be a beautiful hybrid of femininity, kind of traditional lines meets really modern. We want it to feel really serene and coastal, have a beachy vibe without going nautical. So here's where we started. We picked this great king headboard. This comes in a variety of sizes, which is amazing, and it's a phenomenal price. You're gonna flip your lid when you see this. And we paired it with this great end table that gave more storage to a room, but I loved that it had this beautiful wooden detail and then these pretty white drawers, and that began the initial dialogue of the feminine and modern kind of colliding together. We found this great chair that's obviously very modern, but it had a really beautiful wooden edge, and I thought that gave it some visual interest, and it kind of echoed back to what was happening here with this little end table. This was the desk that we picked for the room, and we paired it next to a vintage desk that we sprayed white. So now they both had a great conversation with each other, one traditional, one very modern. And here is the mirror that we picked to go above the dresser that feels like an old vintage fine that's been shellacked white. So that was, again, kind of a great conversation with the spray painted dresser. I love that we put this really beautiful crystal chandelier hanging right above the end table, and we paired it with these really modern industrial clip lamps that are mounted on the wall next to the headboard, so you can see it really is this beautiful hybrid of modern and traditional colliding. This piece of art is a crazy price for how big it is, and I love that it just kind of gave the room this feeling that you're sitting by the sea or swinging in a hammock by the water. A flush mount, as you know, is a hard thing to find, and this flush mount nails it. Felt like a little mollusk, so it felt kind of nautical without being nautical, and you know I can't stand a nautical room. And then the husband had one requirement for his bed, and that is that it had a throw pillow. That's it. So Mr. I found the perfect pillow for you. This is a beautiful linen pillow that's been dipped in the blue pigment. So to me it looked like water washing up on a beach or a beautiful horizon line at sea. So I thought that was the perfect pick. And then I love this little vase that we paired with this more modern white vase because it felt like one of those bottles that washes onto shore like sea glass, kind of like there was a message in the bottle. Thought those were beautiful with just simple white tulips tossed in them. And then this lamp that we picked to go on the dresser, again, had a more modern nod mixed with the traditional, but I love that it had that little wooden detail that was carried over in the side table and in the chair. These are the little details of a room that if you can keep them carrying through, it makes them feel very polished without looking contrived. All the other accessories you've seen me use before, they're very economical, plays on blues and whites that kind of kept that coastal theme going. And then we found these great baskets and boxes to put above the desk to hold all kinds of storage items, things like that. Down to even the water glasses by the bedside table were so carefully considered with that beautiful turquoise detail on the top. I own this bathrobe. It is off the charts. It's terry cloth, all cotton, and everyone should own one too. And then I even picked these great slippers to go with it. And for the husband on his desk, as a little special treat included in the $5,000 budget, is the most awesome wallet. My husband owns it. It's so MacGyver, and it's metal, and so nothing can ever get stolen from you. You can't even scan your credit cards through them. It's a must-have, and it's in budget. The wife's requirement of the bed was that she didn't have to fuss with making it. And so what's more forgiving and easy to maintain than just a beautiful white duvet? You just pull it up and your bed's made. Plus white sheeting, which I own, is so forgiving. Throw it in the wash with some bleach and it's brand new. And then I found this great blue throw blanket because I thought it looked really pretty, kind of casually tossed on the bed, and it just gave another little hit of color. Everything else is pretty standard. We needed to find some great blackout shades for a great price, which we did. I love simple linen curtains with a great simple white curtain rod, kind of pulls the whole room together. And then we found the most perfect, actually didn't find, this is one of my secret weapons. This color blue is awesome. Kelly, Spraker, Wink, You know who you are. She introduced me to it. It's the greatest shade of blue. I use it all the time, and it's a perfect blue because it doesn't go too juvenile. It still has enough sophistication, but it's light enough to go in a bedroom and still feel fresh and clean. And then this great rug that we found, which feels like a white sandy beach, and it's stain resistant, so it's perfect for families with children. And lastly, we found just online a resource where you guys can get old, reclaimed dressers. This is a great trick if you want a dresser for a great price that's all wood and made like they used to be made. All it takes is a little coat of white paint and it's brand new. So we love this room. We hope you guys too, and that it inspires you to redecorate one room in your house, and you can always have a beautiful space that doesn't break the bank. And we hope that you'll come back next week and see what we got coming next.